Norman Perkins, male, 30, dressed in a dark suit, sits on a couch. His hands lay loose in his lap. He scans the room around him. He nods his head and smiles at someone in front of him. He lowers his head and wipes his eyes. Martin Perkins, male, 65, dressed in a dark suit, carrying a plate of food, walks over to the couch and sits down next to Norman. Martin picks up the food on his plate. He picks up a brownie, takes a bite. Savoring the small bite, he smiles. He looks over to Norman. Norman still sits with his head low. Martin takes another bite of the brownie, swallowing the rest of it. He picks around the plate, picks up another brownie. He holds it over to Norman. Norman lifts up his head and turns to Martin.
Not as good as your mother's, but it's almost there. Would you like something else? I could get a plate for you. When was the last time you had something to eat? Your mother wouldn't approve, you know. She loves cooking only because she loves how much everyone enjoys her cooking. She wants you.
Loved.
Huh?
Loved. It's not loves. Not now. Not anymore.
I know. It's going to take me a while to get used to it, too.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You're good. It's a lot to deal with.
The rain didn't last very long.
Well, no. Just a summer shower. The kind your mother likes. Liked.
Dad?
Yeah?
Why would she sit in the rain?
To feel.
To feed what?
To feel different from whatever she was feeling.
Sounds a little...
Crazy? Sure. Did you ever try it?
No. Did you?
A few times. I guess you never saw that.
I remember her sitting in Harndak's chairs in the backyard in the rain. But I don't recall you out there.
A few times, yeah. Especially during an argument. If ever it was raining and we were in the middle of an argument, out she'd go. Of course, I'd follow her in the middle of the argument because I wasn't finished proving my point. But no matter how crazy mad we got, the rain cooled everything off.
Sounds like you were both a little crazy mad.
I suppose everyone gets a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
Not enough to argue in the rain.
Ah, but every argument that ended in the rain ended with a kiss.
I guess.
If you ever know anything, know this. There is nothing to compare with kissing someone you love while standing in the rain. The two of you, heated up from an argument that no longer matters, you cling to each other and feel the warmth of your bodies through the soaked clothes. You open your mouth and take in each other's breath, exchanging the warmth as the rain streams down over you. You melt together as one.
You need a cigarette?
You know I don't smoke,
Maybe you should start.
and maybe you should try sitting in the rain.
Maybe. I have been thinking of climbing on the roof of the house and screaming. Maybe sitting in the rain would be less dangerous.
No matter what you're feeling, the rain will change you, and it will stop you from screaming.
No, why is that?
If you kept screaming, you'd drown.
Good to know.
Well, I'm going back in. Can I get you anything?
Some Aunt Jean's fried chicken.
Coming right up.
But if it starts to rain,
I'll know where to find you.
Oh, that was lovely.
That was great.
Thank you.
We Are Not Dead by David McDowell Blue. Setting: a house in some town in upstate New York. Time: almost any time between 1940 and 1970. A living room / library in rather poor condition. Dusty, dim, cluttered. Daytime. Enter Mr. Drayden, a very stiff but very polite attorney, briefcase in hand, with Flavia Lysander, an unusual woman, not yet middle-aged, intense, and almost unblinking.
Was built before the Civil War. Has a certain atmosphere, don't you agree? What do you think? Does this interior coincide with what you imagined, based on the exterior?
I try not to have expectations.
Indeed. How extraordinary. May I inquire as to why?
Disappointment causes pain.
Well, the terms of Mordecai Lysander's will are quite precise, if not at all typical, the unwritten parts most of all.
What are the unwritten parts of the last will and testament?
Ah, the answer to that is here in my briefcase. But first...
Enter Constance Lysander, a middle-aged woman walking with a cane.
Ah, Mr. Drayden. Is this her? Is it?
Your assumption was correct. May I introduce your long-lost, finally found cousin, Miss Flavia Lysander?
Thank God. Welcome, my dear. I am so extremely happy to meet you. My apologies for the mass. Fact is, I spend rather a lot of nighttime sleeping these days. Not so much the nights, though. Oh, well, age and taxes after all. My dear Papa used to say that, Connie, he'd say, staring at me through those thick glasses of his, there's little enough to count upon in this world save age and taxes. And if you're wily enough, maybe you can avoid taxes.
One cannot count on age.
Oh, I wish that were true.
And of course, this is Miss Constance Lysander.
Hello.
So very happy to meet you. True.
Yes, well, shall we proceed to business?
Please.
Miss Constance, shall I?
What?
Shall I explain matters?
Oh, that is probably best.
Including the weapon?
Please.
Very well. Now, Miss Flavia, I have practiced this, but with different approaches and iterations. I'm not completely sure which shall prove most appropriate.
The briefest possible.
What I must tell you now, it will seem quite unbelievable. I don't suppose you've heard much about the Lysanders of Port Rollins?
Some.
Well, I suppose that you would be inevitable. I don't suppose an orphanage would be the most soothing environ to learn of such, Not even sure which specific tale reached your ears.
Not many, enough to be cruel.
To be expected, yes, but regrettable.
When I was growing up, they called me a child of the devil, said my grandfather was in hell and was coming back for me. Children can be so stupid and, yes, vicious.
Adults as well.
Only too true. Now, there are some facts deep behind and underneath all the rumor and gossip. I'm sure you've already figured that out. From my researches, there seems little doubt of your intelligence as well as, experience in the world.
Oh, yes, I was saddened to learn all you went through, truly.
Please continue.
Is there anything at all I can get you right this moment to make all this more comfortable for you? We two are kin, after all, the last of the Lysanders. For better or worse, in sickness and in health, until death do we part. Dear God.
I would rather find out why I am here.
The fact is, Mordecai Lysander left a will placing this house and the entire estate, which I repeat is and remains of considerable value, at the disposal of any who carry the Lysander name and are of his direct descent.
I had almost given up hope of finding you, your grandfather. He didn't want to be found, I think. Cannot blame him. Such a strange combination of courage and fear, even as a little boy.
Which means you now possess the means for a more than comfortable life without condition of any kind, such is written law of the matter. There is, however, more to it than what I have just described.
You did bring it? Say you did.
I have it here.
He proceeds to open his briefcase and remove from it an extremely strange dagger, wrapped at first in cloth. It looks bizarre.
What is that? Is it a dagger of some kind?
Of some kind, yes. I pray to God it is the only one, or I used to. Well, I think I used to. We tried to find another, but, well, I forget the details.
I would be telling an untruth if I ever hazard, I guess, where or how Mordecai Lysander found, much less obtained, this weapon. Its provenance, even in terms of design, has proven baffling.
I've spent hours looking at it. Equal parts fascinating and horrible.
But I am not easily fascinated or horrified.
Good. Now, what I am about to tell you is what my predecessor told me when I took over for the Lysander estate. To be brutally honest, I believed not a word of it, not one, at least not at first. I was told this rather bizarre weapon is part of a pact between Mordecai Lysander and some kind of something powerful in ways I cannot comprehend, with desires I find equally unknown. The purpose of this agreement into which Mordecai entered remains obscure.
Papa always said this was one of the dark gods' teeth.
Rumors, legends, stories. Family members have come up with some of the most imaginative theories.
If that is a tooth, some kind of sea creature by the look of it.
Yes, almost like the fang of some freakish and malformed shark.
Of tremendous size, though.
Leviathan the Great. One day, the Lord, with his titanic strong sword, shall punish Leviathan, the piercing monster, that crooked and unclean serpent. He shall slay the dragon, that is, the sea.
Mordecai Lysander made no mention of any such being's name. I simply say this for completeness' sake. The claim which my predecessor made, and which I have over time come to reluctantly accept, is as follows. Any of the house of Lysander who are bled by this weapon shall be immune to death in any other means. One cut, one drop of blood shed with this, and then only this, can ever end your life. Weirdly enough, even a supposedly fatal wound would have exactly the same effect.
Poor Orpheus found that out. He was my cousin. So sad.
To continue, once bled, a member of the family ages, albeit slowly, and with all the symptoms such a process entails. But time alone cannot kill you. Nothing can. Not disease, nor poison, nor any weapon imaginable, except perhaps another such dagger, if any in fact exist. And you, of course, do not believe me.
Not yet.
Well, these are extraordinary claims.
Mordecai was little more than a living mummy when I met him. He barely weighed as much as one of my dolls. Weaker than a kitten, no hair, no teeth, even his eyes were gone. Christ alone only knows what he looks like. We locked him in the attic, tied up in chains, after he tried to set the house on fire. He only burned himself and a chair. Mama and Papa wouldn't let me see what he looked like.
That was, I think, wise as well as kind.
I take it you have seen this?
Once. But Josephus, that is Miss Constance's nephew, put an end to that wretched creature's misery. He himself refused to be bled, understandably. More, and I am aware this is another extraordinary claim, I have seen Miss Constance here since I was a child. She has aged, but not as a human being should. The fact I am at least 35 years her junior might signify.
I had the scarlet fever. They meant the best for me. I know that in my heart.
Are they not still alive? Never cut themselves?
Papa did. Mama, though, she was not one of the Lysanders, not by blood. He tried, though. A cut was all it was. Barely a nick. She...
Her mother did not survive. I think perhaps we should slow down for a moment or two. This is a great deal to unveil at one time, and of course we have as yet presented no evidence. What are you doing?
Flavia seizes the strange dagger and draws it across her palm, making herself bleed. She cries out in pain and watches the weapon closely.
Amazing. I can see the blade absorb the blood from my hand, drinking it. I can feel a change in my body already. How unexpected.
That's what it did to Mama. Her blood, it was so hungry. She didn't have any left after a few minutes.
Really? Well, it seems satisfied with a thimbleful or so of mine.
My dear, why have you done this to yourself? Why?
Ask your lawyer.
I have no notion, none. I can only echo Miss Constance's question.
Your research wasn't that thorough then. I have advanced pancreatic cancer, no hope of a cure. Barely 1 in 10 even survive 5 years. My diagnosis was almost 6 years ago. I have had very little time, but plenty of deep pain. That pain, I can feel it evaporating. A miracle. Thank you, and worth the chance and worth the risk.
You really are thankful for this?
Why not?
I don't understand. Why? Why would you choose such a thing? I feel so confused.
Yes. Well, I must say, that is, this entire process has proven swifter than anticipated. Yes, much swifter.
I wonder why it should function like this. The dark god or whatever it is, why make a pack like that? What does it get out of such a thing?
So you'll help me?
It bestows life and health, but what does it gain?
You will, won't you? You must, please. You are my sole hope, the answer to all my prayers to God.
Help you how?
Must. You simply must.
Miss Constance, please sit down. I will take care of matters. You see, only this weapon can now bring either you or Miss Constance death, or to use a more precise word, rest, release. I dare to even say peace.
Only the fang of the dark god can kill us.
Every individual Lysander has a slightly different reaction. Mordecai's eldest son Elijah became, well, he lost his ability to see or hear or move. In the end, his twin brother used the dagger to euthanize him. Or so the story goes.
But, part of the curse, we cannot wield the dagger against ourselves. Papa found that out when Mama died. He tried again and again. Only a Lysander can kill a Lysander.
As far as Miss Constance is concerned, her body ages far more slowly than her mind, or maybe her body just seems to. I frankly wish you had waited to hear these facts before acting as you did.
Someone else has to use the blade to kill us. I need you. I prayed for you to come. Only a Lysander can kill a Lysander.
How did your father die at last? Or did he?
I am begging you, on my hands and knees if need be, as he did day after day.
It was mercy in the end. I hope you comprehend that. Do you, Miss Flavia?
I am so much older than I look. I feel even older than that. I can feel my mind wandering, evaporating, my memory slipping away. My balance is not what it was, and I'm so tired all the time. Everything hurts. I'm going away like a candle kept lit, but I'm still here.
I understand.
You too? Then I take up the weapon. Please. Be kind.
No.
Miss Flavia, this would be an act of vast compassion. And you need only hold the weapon. I am willing to do whatever else proves necessary.
I'll push it into my throat myself. You don't even have to watch. Oh, sweet Jesus. Please.
You know things I need to learn. Tell me about this dark god and where Mordecai found him, or her, or it.
I don't know that. No one does.
But you've heard things, seen things, hints and clues, 1,000 seemingly worthless details, which together offer some knowledge, and I need that knowledge.
I don't remember. Didn't you listen?
Oh, I think you do. Not everything, but more than anyone else. And with the proper incentive, you'll find these memories. At the very least, you can tell me where to find every single letter, diary, strange object in this house, or the ones that are no longer here.
Miss Flavia.
Be silent. This is between us.
I lived in this house all my life, but I've started to lose my way.
Oh, I think you have a year or two left, maybe 10. You want something from me? Earn it. The faster you do, the sooner I end your pain.
I don't have a choice, do I?
Only a Lysander can kill a Lysander.
So tired.
I'll keep this with me. Just a reminder. A promise, and of course, also a threat.
If I may.
Constance, we understand each other, don't we? Say it.
Yes.
Mr. Drayden, you may leave now.
As you wish, Miss Flavia. As you wish.
All right.
Beauty Store Saboteur, a comedy by Rex McGregor. Setting, a beauty store in a mall. Nicola arranges products at a cosmetics counter.
Hi there.
Good morning. How may I help?
I'm Tess. I'm here for the job interview.
Oh, pardon me. I'm Nicola, the manager. I was expecting you to be...
Older?
No. In the beauty industry, youth is an asset.
Cool. I've got like 0 retail experience, but I love helping people.
Oh, well, that's what's important. Other things like grooming can be learned.
Should I put my hair up?
No, too late. You only get one chance at a first impression.
Shoot. Did I totes blow it?
Oh, no, not at all. You're strikingly attractive. Some would say a 10.
No freaking way. My dress size is miles under that. Joke.
Clever and cute.
This feels so weird. At the library, no one ever mentioned how I look.
Oh, well, we're open and honest here. Appearance matters.
I hardly ever think about mine.
Consider yourself privileged. Many women would give an arm and a leg to look like you.
If they were a multiple amputee, there wouldn't be much resemblance.
Oh, that's insensitive.
I totes agree. Mega sorry. Please give me another chance.
Very well. Imagine I'm a customer. Your skin positively glows, dear. What's your secret?
Water. I hydrate.
Scientifically proven to be an ineffective moisturizer. Anything else?
Avoid the pesky sun.
What product would you recommend?
A broad-brimmed hat. A sturdy one will last a lifetime.
Okay. 2 points, Tess. We don't sell headwear, and we rely on repeat purchases.
Oh, yeah. You're a business.
A struggling one. Did you see the huge store that's opened across the mall?
I could hardly miss it.
Ugh, those garish signs. Bargain Cosmetics. Top brands, rock bottom prices. Oh, it's so tacky.
Fight back with super personalized customer service. Appeal to people's deepest needs.
Explain.
Be a customer again. Ask me anything.
What mascara is best for short lashes?
Ditch that gunk. Your eyes are naturally gorgeous. Let your inner beauty shine through.
What about lipstick?
I get more kisses without any, from guys and gals.
Most women don't wear makeup to attract a mate. They want to boost their own confidence.
The library has a ton of self-help books. You can find them at Dewey Decimal System 158.1.
Useful information, no doubt, but unlikely to help our balance sheet.
I mean, if we give customers next level advice, they'll keep coming back.
What good is that if they never buy anything?
They will. They'll spend a buttload on essentials like toothpaste and tampons.
Yeah, we don't stock either of those items.
Nail files?
Not a big mover. Our most profitable line is fragrance. What's your favorite perfume?
Natural body odor. Ditch the deodorant. Let your pheromones work their magic.
Oh, well, Tess, your ideas are certainly original.
That's what they said at the library.
Really?
Yeah, whenever patrons wanted to borrow those silly romance novels, I always encouraged them to try quality literature.
Oh, your manager must have been sad to see you go.
Elaine was gutted. But the budget cuts came right out of the blue. She said that place wouldn't be the same without me.
I completely understand.
So, have I got the job?
You know, we're small potatoes here. Your talents deserve a bigger audience.
Huh?
You'll help far more customers over at Bargain Cosmetics.
But you called that place tacky.
Oh, I meant their signage. The business itself is infuriatingly competent. They offer better pay, staff benefits. They hired 2 of my workers to jump ship. You might as well join them.
This loyalty sucks.
Oh. Be loyal to your mission, Tess. Think of the thousands of shoppers you can enlighten.
Right. I'll do it.
Oh, one tip. Recruiters are busy people, so during your interview, don't talk so much. Just smile and nod, and they'll hire you on the spot.
Thanks, Nicola. You're a champ.
Oh, I'll get my reward, knowing you're over there, spreading your words of wisdom.
I'm pumped to dive in. Bye.
The talk show host. A buzzing studio. The live show is about to start. A wave of applause and cheers can be heard. Tommy Gush, the charismatic talk show host, boldly jumps out onto the stage.
Good evening to all you beautiful people! Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you at home for watching and pushing up our ratings. We are indebted to you, and we love you. Thank you all for your kind wishes while I was off with COVID. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought. I just had a really bad cough. Oh, my wife couldn't stand it. She bought this antibacterial spray and kept using it every time I tried to say anything to her. I swear she was trying to kill me, but I wasn't going to let that happen. So when she was looking around away from me, I planted a big kiss on her cheek. Oh, she was horrified. I was so happy. Now she's the one with the cough. I told her sharing is caring, and that's how much I love you. Because of her cough, I couldn't really understand what she said afterwards, so she politely showed me her middle finger. Oh, that was so sweet and endearing. Made my heart melt. It was the best quality time that I had with her in ages. I am so glad to be back here tonight because we have an exclusive show for you. Tonight's unusually exceptional guest is the one and only Annie, of course. Yeah. She's the beautifully awkward and passionate actor who usually doesn't give a shit about much. So, without further ado, let's welcome her with open arms and see how much dirt we can dig up to amuse ourselves for many years to come. Everyone, give it up for Annie, of course!
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, my darlings. Aren't you all so wonderful? I just love you all, each and every one of you. I knew you'd be happy to see me again. Mwah, 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 mwah. You came to see me. What an honor. Thank you. Thank you so much. The queen of all.
Now, yes. Now, please take a seat. Make yourself comfortable.
Thank you, Tommy. It's about time you asked me to your show.
Wow. You look a little different.
You mean good different?
Must be the angle.
What?
The angle.
Of what?
Your body.
What's wrong with my body?
Oh, it's not as svelte as it used to be.
Excuse me. I'll have you know, sponsors are falling over themselves to get me to market their products. Even weight loss products.
Well, they must be very desperate then.
Darling, I don't do desperate. Can't you see I only do charm and sophistication?
I was just comparing your look right now to your last appearance in your last movie, Dragon Breath.
I had to lose a good 15 for that movie. I was incredibly disciplined and focused for that part.
Still didn't help, did it?
What do you mean?
I mean, it bombed at the box office.
Correction. It didn't bomb at the box office because of me. I was totally fabulous in that movie. It was the director who got it all wrong. Besides, we broke even. Other films did worse.
Well, the word on the street is that you insisted on getting your higher cut because you said you wouldn't negotiate, and as a result, that swallowed up most of the movie budget.
It's really none of your business.
Tell that to the press.
I never agreed to the lower amount. Clearly, there was a misunderstanding. Sadly, they forgot who they were talking to. So I had to put my foot down.
Yes, well, apparently Lomas, the head of the studio, didn't give in to your advances, so you called your lawyers to make his life difficult. Isn't that true?
I have no recollection of that. Lomas is making it up as he goes along. Oh, yes. Let's just say it was most unfortunate for him that I didn't warmly reciprocate to his gesture of goodwill.
Well, he did say, quote unquote, that you were a very ruthless and conniving bit. He said that you were a very ruthless and conniving bit. I think the audience really wants to hear exactly what the quote was, so they can feel a little sympathy for you, Ms. Of Course.
All right.
He said you were a ruthless and conniving bitch! Now, what would make him say that?
Like I said, it's none of your business. So I think you should move on to your next question.
Like I said, 9 million viewers cannot wait to hear this story from the horror says mouth. So if you could kindly elaborate, that would be wonderful.
He almost should have kept his mouth shut. How much did your producer pay him then?
Well, that's actually none of your business.
For your information, Lomas is a big dick!
I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Why are we talking about losers anyway, when we should be talking about my next movie?
But of course, let's do just that. Now, I have been dying to ask you about your next movie. What's it called again?
Didn't you do any research before tonight's show? That's pathetic. You're one of the highest paid talk show hosts, and now you're not even prepared to show me the respect and admiration I deserve? This is outrageous.
Well, I did a little bit of research, I did, but then as my producer was on vacation, I decided to have a nice coffee, then an organic blueberry muffin, followed by a wonderfully invigorating nap instead. Yeah,
Your producer sounds like another big dick.
No! We are not here to discuss my producer's dick or any other part of his body, because today all eyes are on you, Annie, of course.
So, what intriguing and inspiring information did you find out about me?
Well, I was at another celebrity party.
So what? I get invited to celebrity parties all the time.
Tongues were wagging. A lot. So I eagerly listened to the best parts.
You mean you filled your ears with lies?
Well, you can call them lies if you want. I call them very fascinating insights into Annie, of course's enviable reputation.
So,
Enviable.
my next movie is called The Beautifully Awkward Crab. It's a tragedy laced with humor, and it highlights a wonderfully thought-provoking emotional struggle between the crab and the
How many words? The blub blub? The diving? The Macarena? The Red Menace? The Jerry Garcia? Sounds like the crab in the eye? The crab in the goggles?
You idiots!
See? Well, the beautifully awkward crab sounds a bit crabby to me.
FYI, it's a star-studded cast.
Well, many movies have had star-studded casts. It didn't guarantee success. Look at the Cats movie of 2019.
You look at it. I'm playing opposite Danny, you know.
Yeah, I heard. Danny Squid, poor guy.
Lucky for him. Working with me has been described as a lifetime opportunity. Danny Squid should be grateful.
I thought he was going to drop out.
What?
Didn't anyone tell you this? There's a lot of rumors circulating within the studio.
I'm just making this up to increase your ratings. Aren't you?
Seth, one of the executive producers, was there at the party. The studio is not very happy with your horrible mood swings and your behavior toward Danny.
What nonsense. They're saying that because they don't want to give me my own trailer.
Danny's complained about you a few times, and now the studio is paying attention.
Danny Squid wouldn't dare utter a single word against me because he knows I'll find him, make passionate and crazy love to him, and then kill him. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Of course.
Deep down, I'm not a murderer. I'm simply a wonderfully talented and award-winning actor who punishes insubordination. Insubordination. Assholes.
Well, that's quite surprising, considering that you've had more flops than I can count on my fingers and toes.
Tommy, gosh.
Thank you.
Dare you humiliate me like this in front of a live audience? You should know better.
Well, thank you for that.
Who's the pretty girl? Who's the pretty girl?
Annie, find the light over here. Now, remember, I will remind you, you agreed to this interview.
I said I would come to your show to help push up your average ratings and in the process promote my new movie.
You agreed to no holds barred interview.
Did I? I must have been drunk. You shouldn't have taken advantage of a fabulously inebriated movie star like me. Shame on you. Whoa!
But you signed the contract.
I don't read
Family.
everything. My lawyer does.
Ah, is that because you can't read very well?
Point to be noted, I am an academically challenged movie star. That didn't sound right, did it? My beautiful brain works in harmony with the rest of my body. I just need time to read things.
It didn't stop you from lying on your CV now, did it? You were 23 when you applied for that teaching job.
I think I've had enough of your shit interview. I need to talk to my lawyer.
Well, this is far from shit. By the way, your exasperated and chain-smoking lawyer is in the audience today.
What?
His name is Jerry, isn't it? He's over there. Give him a wave. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for coming. Oh, we contacted him and brought him over. He said he was looking forward to tonight, and he is sick and tired of your rude and demanding behavior.
Is this some sort of crazy setup?
No, it's just a live show with the exclusive Annie, of course.
Admit it. The real reason you invited me to your show was to simply ridicule me. I can feel my blood pressures rising. They have knobs and they're red. You want to look?
No, thank you. That's above my pay grade. But you are here today. Let's focus here. You are here today because we absolutely adore you and your work. We're just getting on with the show as planned. We're not ridiculing you. We're enhancing your status from a mega movie star to an almost amoebic star. Thank you.
Very amusing. So are you saying this shit interview isn't a prank?
Oh, definitely not. I swear on my deceased goldfish's life.
What about my movie then? I want people to go and see my movie.
So when is the release date?
Studio hasn't given me a date yet.
Will you have any tickets for our viewers?
Free tickets? How am I supposed to make any money if the tickets are free?
Well, why not? It's a great way to raise the profile of your movie.
Not too keen on the idea.
Well, what are you going to do if your movie, The Beautifully Awkward Crab, goes sideways? Huh?
It won't. The script is fantastic. And the director is amazing. He totally gets me.
Yes, he is going to get you. That's awesome, but I must reveal now, regrettably, that is what you have been led to believe.
You're really messing with my head, Tommy. You're on very thin ice.
Thank you. I'm very well accustomed to thin ice.
Continue like this. I'm going to get the authorities to lock you up and throw away the key.
Oh.
You got a red one?
Oh, yes. You want me to get it for you before the authorities come? Yes. Right.
I need
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Yes, you can have this little courtesy of the Tommy Gus Show. There you go.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let's get back to you, Annie. You don't have any money. You're almost bankrupt, aren't you?
I wish I so told you that then. Please note, I have, valuable assets both at home and don't say overseas.
You owe millions of dollars in taxes, and you're being sued by a professional couple because you drove into their living room with your expensive rented vehicle and you killed their 4 pet hamsters and 3 cockatoos, and then you tried to flee the scene. Luckily, their alpaca stopped you.
So what? It's common knowledge. People have bad days.
All right, then we're going to cut to the chase. Annie, do you know why we really invited you here tonight?
Because I'm a superstar and people can't get enough of me. So many people wish they were me.
The Beautifully Awkward Crab is not a real movie.
What?
Tonight, your lawyer is going to turn a blind eye.
Meaning?
Call it a valuable lesson thanks to the Tommy Gus Show.
What the hell are you talking about?
We stitched you up because of your incessant rudeness and disrespect towards a lot of people in the industry, especially those that helped catapult your career into superstardom, only to find out that failure was just around that elusive corner.
I will sue your butts off. The Tommy Gus Show will be dead wood before you know it.
Annie, thank you so much for coming and for not giving a shit at all about anyone else except yourself. Everybody give a huge hand to Annie, of course! the soon-to-be unproductive and failed movie star. And remember, you heard it here first. Don't go away! We'll be right back after this commercial!
Interior office, afternoon. A crucifix hangs on the wall. A middle-aged woman and a priest are having a face-to-face reconciliation discussion, i.e. confession, in his office. Alice, it's been good to see you. It's good to see you. It's been about 2 weeks.
Yes, sorry I didn't make it last week. I was under the weather.
No problem, no problem. So what would you like to share today?
I want to talk about anger and pride. I try so hard not to get angry, but I do. Every day. My daughter Sophia is going through this bratty phase. She seems to hate everything, including me. And when she defies me, I feel it undermines my authority as a mother.
And that hurts your pride.
Yeah. And then I get angry and start yelling instead of being the mature adult.
Well, you're certainly not alone. You can take comfort in that. But managing your anger so you don't resort to yelling is advisable, because that really doesn't help, does it?
No. No, it just makes things worse.
How old is she again?
She turned 13 last week.
Well, tell her happy birthday.
Thanks, I will. I know it's a difficult age. I was awful when I was in my early teens. I guess it's karma.
No such thing as karma.
Oh, sorry. It was a joke.
Has Sophia started menstruating yet?
Why?
I'm sorry, is it a secret?
No, not a secret. Yes, she had her first period last month. I'm relieved. She was so anxious because all of her friends got their periods before her.
Girls want to grow up so fast. Is she dating yet?
She's 13.
Well, some girls date at 13.
Oh, not my daughter. She's allowed to get together with boys and girls in groups, but no dates.
Does she have a crush? Is she texting with boys or girls, for that matter?
She's straight, as far as I know. She talks about boys she has crushes on, but she says they don't notice her. I'm perfectly fine with that. There's plenty of time for guys to find her attractive. If they think she's too nerdy at age 13, good.
Amen to that. So, just started menstruating. Frustrated desire. Yeah, I can see why she's acting out. The hormones and the commencement of sexual feelings make a powerful combination. That's sometimes hard for these girls to cope with. I trust she's not taking drugs or drinking.
Oh, no. She's pretty much a homebody. She just has a couple of friends, and they're good girls. Not the popular party kids, thank God.
If she's such a good girl, why don't I see her at church?
She doesn't want to come, and I don't want to force her. She's going through a skeptical phase.
Is she an atheist?
An atheist? Oh, that's an awfully strong word. She's just not interested in religion right now. My ex-husband is agnostic, so it could be some of his influence.
When did she start losing interest in religion?
A few months ago.
Not long before her first period.
Yes. What does that have to do with it?
Like I said, hormones. There are a few things more disruptive than the hormones of a pubescent girl.
Oh, really? What about teenage boys?
Yes, of course. But in boys, the results are more overt. In girls, they're less obvious. So it's harder to catch the problems in time.
Don't know about that.
You don't trust my insights.
I mean, no disrespect, Father, but you're a priest, not a medical doctor.
Let's drop that subject then. Any other slips that you want to discuss?
No, sin of anger and pride in dealing with my daughter is the main thing.
10 Our Fathers and 10 Hail Marys each morning for 3 days. And practice the art of patience with your daughter. Je te absolvo.
Amen. Thank you, Father.
I know what you're thinking. She's the one.
She's a candidate.
You love your euphemisms, don't you, Pops?
Father.
6 of 1, etc. So why the kid?
There's no creature on earth more corrupt than a girl entering puberty. You can't break what's broken.
The Virgin Mary entered puberty. Was she corrupt?
I would dispute that. There was nothing sexual about her. Her hymen was never broken, not even during the miraculous birth of Christ.
So she had a cesarean section?
No. Jesus emerged miraculously, with no damage to the Virgin's body, with no pain, no blood, no afterbirth. Her vagina remained pristine until she ascended to heaven.
Now you're talking about the holy vagina? Man, you're horny as hell. Go jerk off, Father. We need your balls empty for what's ahead.
You're sick.
You were expecting Mr. Rogers? Hey, where are we going?
To prepare.
I'm telling you, jerk off first. Hey, you never listen.
Okay, and now we shift over to part 2.
John?
Oh, wow. Well, isn't this a gift from the Lord? What are the chances? I seem to be having a touch of car trouble and I forgot my cell phone. Could I call AAA from your phone?
Of course. Come in.
Hello, Sarah.
Hi, Father John.
Please sit down. Sarah, would you get Father John a cup of coffee?
Can I use your phone?
Oh, of course. Here.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this is AAA. Right, I'm on 55 Elm Street and my car broke down, doesn't seem to be starting. I need a tow. Yeah, my number is 5R36 1053. It's my membership number. Thank you so much. Here's your phone.
Is everything all right?
Let's see. The coffee your daughter brought tastes different. Is it a special kind of flavor or
It's coffee flavor.
maybe it's been sitting?
My mom just brewed it.
Probably just me. My taste buds have been off since I had COVID.
COVID makes the brain work slower too.
Sarah, don't be rude.
I wasn't talking about him.
Sarah? Could you let us talk in private, please?
Why? So you can talk about me?
Sarah, just go to your room.
Okay.
I see what you mean about your daughter being a little rebellious.
It's that age. She's a good kid.
I think she put something in the coffee, just as a prank.
No, she wouldn't do that.
She's that age where you can't say she wouldn't do anything.
It smells fine to me. I don't know, Father. I'm at my wit's end with her. She refuses to go to church. She won't read the Bible. She won't pray. I don't know what's up with her.
We just need to bring the church to her. Oh, there's AAA.
Oh, good.
So should we should plan for a surprise prayer night with Sarah. We'll make it fun.
Oh, well, okay.
She's in a state of sin right now. What if she were to pass away tomorrow in a tragic accident? Would she go to heaven? The answer is no, she would not.
Oh, what a horrible thought.
Don't worry. God will reach her. We just need to open the door. Thank you for the coffee and the hospitality.
Well, all right. Good night, Father.
And that concludes our programming for tonight. So if you have time, you can stay on. We usually just go into discussions now about what came before. But I do have a request to make. Does anyone else here have a paid version of Zoom?
A what? I'm sorry.
A paid version of Zoom.
We do for my theater group. Uh-huh.
Okay. I may be getting involved in some other projects coming up soon, and I'm not sure if my schedule is going to be as open on Sundays or not. So
okay.
I can set up the Zoom meeting with an alternate host.
Okay.
If that person has a paid version of Zoom, I can set them up as an alternate host.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So we'll probably have to kind of do that week for week, just in case, and
okay.
And I'll see how things evolve.
Right.
Oh, and I just found out that a music video that I designed some sequence for just won second place in a festival in Maryland.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You were partly cut off, Stephen. What did you say about the music video that you what?
I created the visual sequences for it, and it
great.
was second place.
Wow, wonderful.
So what the festival is going to do, there were 3 original musical pieces, and they asked you to design some visual sequences for them. So during the festival, they're going to have the composers come back, play live with the video behind them.
Wow.
So
cool.
that was nice to hear. Just saw the
Yeah,
message just now.
for sure.
So after all that, our first one was mine, Sitting in the Rain.
That was a beautiful piece.
It was beautiful.
It was lovely.
And
it didn't need so many words. There were so many emotions, and it's that disclosure, that acknowledgement of an event that has taken place that you don't really want to go into. And I loved how it just unfolded, and there was just so much going on between these 2 characters, and they had to say very little.
Right.
And I loved it, and I loved the way you allowed it to flow, and yeah, it was beautifully done. Well done, actors. Beautifully done.
Yes. Thank you very much for doing those two roles. Yeah.
I really liked the stage directions. I thought they fit really well. It was a great introduction. The actors obeyed them. The actors understood them very well. I want to see more of the actors together. I want the two of you to work together. I often will pick my favorite pair of actors and get really excited. I won't even read the play sometimes that they're working on. I'll just, oh, the two of you are working together. I must clear my schedule to see it. And I feel like this is going to be another one of those.
Thank you.
So you guys up for another one?
Yeah. Oh, was that too loud? Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, Henry said something.
So
to me
Mike's
that
having decided now.
it felt like real family. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Rex, you had something?
Yeah, I really admired the sensitivity of the writing and the performances, particularly lines like "you melt together as one." It's really, really lovely writing there.
Thank you. And I can't tell you where that comes from. I have no idea how that came to me, but it just seemed to go together.
Did you, what made you decide to present this again?
This is the first time we've presented it here.
Yeah.
No, I remember we even talked about it before.
Well, we may have talked about it because it was performed at the Queen's Secret Theater Short Play Festival this past month.
No, it was a long time ago. And I remember we talked about kissing in the rain and all that stuff.
Huh, I don't.
Unless I read it, unless you sent it to me and I just read the script. I don't know. Okay. I thought that you had already, yeah, I thought you'd already presented it. Okay.
Unless we did it at Culver City. I don't think I wrote it that long ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Never did it at Culver City.
It was more like maybe a year ago.
Oh, okay.
That I read it, or either watched it or read it and we discussed it. Okay.
All right.
Everyone, I must dash. Thank you very much for having me today, and thanks, Stephen, for including me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job. Really great job.
Norman, are
Real
you in
pleasure,
the US
thank
right
you.
now, or are you in Scotland, or
No,
where are you
I'm
located
in
right
Los
now?
Angeles.
Oh, great.
Los Angeles here. So
Are you
I have
from
a
Scotland?
No, I'm from Ireland. Irish.
Oh, you're from Ireland. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yes. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I must go. I have a work engagement. So, but thank you very much.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Great to have you.
No, thank you.
All right. So I guess we can move on to our second one, which is "We Are Not Dead." Oh.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
I would love to see that done live for like the Halloween
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And a Lysander can only kill a Lysander. Oh.
And you would think she would want to, because then she'd be the only other one left, and she would inherit.
Right.
No, she wants her to suffer because she's a sadist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be.
I really enjoyed this. I really liked the roles everyone was put into. Paul plays Creepy very, very well. And I got to see it again, and the conversations that took place were so interesting, and the way that the two women played off of each other, that was interesting too. The world building, because I've read a bunch of novels with these themes, I started, going through in my head, oh, this is what they're doing. Okay, that I can buy. And then it just took a massive plot twist, and I was like, I don't like this anymore. But it was really good. It's going to be so popular,
Yeah.
Halloween in
I've
February.
I've read other stories, seen other things with this type of theme, but this is a new twist on it. And it's great when you can see a theme that's been done before, but just in a totally new way. Like they say, there's nothing new under the sun, but when you can see something that's been a new twist put on something, it's really rewarding.
I'm extremely curious just to understand what you mean by theme. in what you just said?
The idea of eternal, like the eternal life, a person having eternal life, the good things about it, the terrible things about it, the inability to die or the ability to die, how to die, if you're, if you're eternally alive and you don't want to be, what is the way to die? Sure, there's been various iterations of that, but this was just a new twist on it.
Thank you.
Say Macbeth in a theater.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
You asked how to die. I said, say Macbeth in a theater.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have that superstition as well, and I can totally prove it's a thing. Very quickly, I will not share my experiences because ew, but I was hired as a stage manager for a company I hadn't worked with. This is pre-pandemic, and they said, "Are you superstitious about the Scottish play?" That they were saying it as a joke, and I immediately, yes, I am incredibly. You watch me in action, and they were like, "I'm gonna say it," and I said, "You need to walk around until I let you in, okay?" And I will let you in as soon as I calm down. But you do have to turn around 3 times to make me happy. So the superstition is real, and I'm a bit of a stickler about it. At least I thought it was funny. I have not yet gone into a theater agency that's been like, "Oh, you're ridiculous. How dare you tell an actor to go outside and turn around 3?" Like, people get it.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm not too far off. It won't kill you, but it's not a good thing.
No, I think superstitions are out there for a reason. Though I was disappointed when somebody told me that it was Shakespeare who put a pox on opals, and I had inherited this one opal ring, and I was like, I don't think I'll ever wear it. I got nervous.
Give it to me, I'll wear it. I don't care.
I got over it once it cracked.
Mary's got the guts. Give her all the opals.
What did Shakespeare have against opals?
What was that?
What did Shakespeare have against opals?
I really forgot. I'm so drunk right now.
I'll have to Google that.
Oh, okay.
Michelle, you just answered a question I had about your role. I was going to ask the playwright, jumping on totally to a different work. I was going to ask the playwright, was she having a stroke? And then I did realize that she was drunk, and oh God, you practiced method. Are you okay? How's your liver? Are you okay?
Yeah, I just had a slight Bell's palsy problem, and other than that, I drank my way to a lovely place.
All right.
As long as you're okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I had only, let's see, Coke put in with a certain amount of water gets you a Chivas Regal type color. So, a nice stage trick. I never had any, I don't have any alcohol in the house, so I had to figure out what to do.
Oh, you're not really drunk. Okay.
Acting!
Genius! Thank you!
How's you going there?
Yeah, God.
Sorry, I have to go because my dog really needs to go out.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. See you
Bye,
next
Trisha.
time.
Well done. Well done.
Bye. Thank you.
I-
You too.
Bye.
Both incredibly gullible, and you're incredibly talented, because I legit, when I thought you were having a stroke, I was like, okay, she's faking it, but she's doing a really good job. And then you took a sharp turn into she's drunk, and I was like, hang on a second, is she okay? So, and all you did is put water in Coke so I can calm down.
So, are we done with We Are Not Dead, or are we moving on to Beauty Shop Saboteur?
Yeah.
Yes? Yes?
I would just like to say again, welcome, David. Hi, nice to see you in this group. David and I know each other from another group, and I'm not surprised that there are twists and turns in this piece, just like there are twists and turns in many of your other pieces that I've watched or been lucky enough to read and perform for you. But
He's a really
I
good
love the
actor.
twists and turns in this piece.
David is great.
Very well written. Thank you. Thank you very much. So actually, I specifically wrote it for that other piece because I say, no, I've got to write some, I don't have anything. I've got to write something, and I've been wanting to write something Lovecraftian for a long time. So I just took a few ingredients together and threw them together. So, okay, that's pretty creepy. So just went with that.
Certainly achieved that.
And most of your writing leans towards that genre, right? You do a lot of vampire scripts also.
I have adapted Dracula and I have adapted Carmilla. I have plans to adapt one other, well, tell one more vampire story.
I adapted
I do
the Stranger to this
the
group.
Gothic. I tend to think that I write things that tend to be Gothic and or mythic. I've written a play based on Medusa, for example. And I've written an audio drama that is an original Sherlock Holmes murder mystery.
Oh yeah, we played some of that. Right?
And not here, no. And I said, I right now, because I mentioned this in the group, I was interested in writing an adaptation of War of the Worlds. And then it turned out a theater wanted one. So I have until June 1st to finish it. So I'm working.
Paul, you had something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed being in it because I've never been in anything quite like that. It was a new experience for me. And
I thought you did a very good job. Thank you.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Dave.
I mean, all three did, but
It was so beautiful, and it's so beautifully crafted. I thought the writing and
yeah.
Flattery will get you nowhere, but keep talking.
No, I'm being perfectly. I wouldn't. I'm not really not that kind of person. If I don't believe something, I don't say it. I just stay quiet. I just don't say anything at all.
Well, let's move on to Rex McGregor's Beauty Store Saboteur. I like the way that I was kept playing the title in my head, waiting for it, and then I was going, oh yeah, she's going to send her over there. So that was great. Like that.
Yeah, that was a nice twist. I like that. I like that at the end. Instead of saying, sorry, you didn't get the job, bugger off, love.
Yeah.
She was sort of directed,
You would do much better over there, sharing all your knowledge with all those.
Yes, a natural body odor is the best fragrance.
That one stood out to me. Like I saw where it was going, and then I said, "Don't ask her about perfume. And ask her about perfume, natural body odor." Oh God!
But kudos to the actors. Was it Alyssa and Mia? Well done. That was lovely, and I love Mia's hair. When you said, "Let me just put my hair up," and I was like, "Oh, she's got really nice hair." But you're beautiful as well, Melissa. I just thought, yes, I would buy a lipstick off of you, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you
Or
so
an
much.
eyeliner. Yes, I certainly would. But that was, it was lovely. And it's just the way Rex is spinning it on its head. And I was like, okay, so the other person is all lovely and glam, and you're lovely and not glam. But obviously that's the character.
Yes.
No, it was really.
You both worked together so incredibly well. I mean, it was just it was a delight to see you working together in that script, and the script was so beautifully written.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah.
And
I laughed.
Sorry.
So Mia, this was your first time here. Do you think you'll be back?
I would love to join you guys again.
Yay!
Great.
Yay!
So we meet the fourth Sunday of every month. All you have to do is come back to the page, and as writers post that they need actors, then you say, yeah, I'd like to do a part, and that's how it gets done. Although some of our writers do contact people directly and offer them things, but I would say just keep coming back, looking at the pages, and see if anybody puts any posts there.
How did you
Yeah.
get here, Mia? Did you know Mia from some?
I'll tell you what, I'll answer this, Mia. I met Mia about 2 hours ago.
Oh.
So I started off my morning here at
Check you out, Rex.
Tiger's Heart Players had a Zoom session in New York. And during this session, I got contacted by one of the actors who was going to read the role that Mia played, and saying that, she'd realised that the timing was wrong, that she thought it was 2 p.m. New York time. So I was scrambling around contacting a few actors, and people weren't available. And then I saw Mia read, and I thought virtually at the last minute, I asked her if she's available, and she turned out to be absolutely perfect for the role.
Brilliant.
So it just tells you that casting can just come together
Brilliant.
magically sometimes.
Oh, that's such a nice story. I love it. Only 2 hours ago.
It's a
And you-
Hollywood story.
Yeah.
Happens a lot for
Welcome.
me, actually.
Welcome.
I've been last minute cast in like 5 different things in the last 2 years.
And you're so good at it. Yeah, you.
Congratulations. The same thing happens to me, and congratulations. Going in cold is quite the experience.
And Melissa, it was nice to see you back.
Yeah. Well,
Thank
once
you.
once again, magic happened.
Did everybody in LA just hear the thunder?
Yes.
I
Oh.
didn't.
Wow.
I feel
No,
so
but here in
left out.
Seattle, a cloud passed over the sun, and that's worthy of explaining because in Seattle, I'm not making this up. We don't get sunlight, so for a cloud to pass over is kind of ominous.
Wait a minute, today?
Yes. In
Wow,
Seattle.
it's a mess out there. I have to use a blackout else I get all this light hitting me in weird patches, and I'm like, it was all sunny earlier.
It's perfect for our Halloween theme tonight.
Oh man, that's nuts.
Well, we're supposed to be getting thunder about now, aren't we?
Someone just mentioned there was some. At least it's not an earthquake. Or
Oh, don't say that, Stephen.
well, someday Mary will tell you how she feels about earthquakes.
Yeah. I love earthquakes.
No.
Except when they're intense enough to like harm people. Like I didn't love the '94 earthquake in Northridge was horrendous.
God.
But just the mild earthquakes, they're fun to me.
For us, our last big earthquake was a 6.28 in 2001, the Nisqually earthquake, and it was not fun for us. It was frightening. So, Mary, I don't share this.
Well, I'm not talking about the super big ones that are dangerous.
There's a lot of background noise.
I'm talking about the milder ones.
Couple that can't communicate. So
Is somebody's radio on?
But thing we were doing, so
Bye,
just like
Melissa.
half the extra, so we were just like.
Oh, okay. I can't hear it anymore.
Whatever that was.
Okay, so to clarify, I don't enjoy like the super big ones that make buildings collapse and kill people. I like the milder ones where just things just shake.
I
think
don't
Okay.
A free ride.
I don't get it, but I still think you're a wonderful playwright, and I'm just going to leave it alone. God, that sounded so judgy. I shouldn't have. Sorry.
So in other words, a free ride with no injuries and nothing harmful. Just a little bit where you're
And
like,
you have to wait in line.
What do you say?
I said you don't have to wait 2 hours in line for a 3-minute ride.
Right, exactly.
Oh, man.
So where were we? That was
That was a bit shaky.
Yes.
Jonathan, weren't you in vacation in Disneyland when we had an earthquake?
Yeah, I was. We didn't feel anything, but they closed Disneyland down for like 2 hours because it's just procedure, I guess, to check things out.
Wow.
But
Probably
I didn't get
because
any
of the
fun.
after effects.
How do
Yeah.
you check all the rides in 2 hours?
He did
I-
it.
It's Disney. They have their ways, I'm sure. It's
They just
When
walk
they-
around. Yeah, the Matterhorn looks right. Yep, that looks
I want a certificate.
Next.
So now for our talk show host.
Well done, actors. You were fabulous.
Jonathan,
Just
I loved
wanted
your
to create.
I
When I put that together, I just wanted to create a rude interview. There were so many talk show hosts where they had to be either so PC. I'm talking about the Brit ones, obviously. They have to be so PC, and they have to make sure that the actor shines when they come on their onto their stage. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if it was just the other way around? Why can't they just be rude to them and make them feel uncomfortable, but also laugh at them? So then I wrote this, and you guys, Jonathan, Michelle, brilliant to watch. I cannot wait for the clip because I'll be watching it again and again, like I usually do with most of my stuff. But it was just the energy and the failed movie star who thinks that she's the best thing since sliced bread. My God, Annie, of course. How dare you?
Annie, of course.
Annie,
of course.
Of course.
It got changed at Ellis Island. Of course.
Of course.
When you were writing it, were you thinking of Michelle?
No, because this is one of my 365.
Okay.
So I wrote this in 2022.
Oh, I thought you did your 365 in 23.
Hang on. Did I do that? No. Wait. It was 2022 I did my 365, and in 2023 I did 100 infinitesimal plays.
Okay.
So yes, it was in 2022. Sorry, I had to think about that. But,
Like one-page plays, or?
yeah, one infinitesimal plays. I started off with the idea it should only be 20 lines or 24 lines, but then it morphed into not 24 lines. Because for me, I couldn't keep it that simple. And I think, those of you who know me very well, I could go on, and I write a lot. So they're infinitesimal to me, but if it is played out, so if drama students pick it up and have a look at this, they might say, oh, it's kind of a mini scene from a scene or a play.
Yeah.
But certainly this was not one of them, as you could tell. But yes, I just wanted a talk show host to be rude to their guest, and I think I'm happy that I achieved that.
He was David Letterman.
And how much of the character of the talk show host did you direct, and how much of that was just Jonathan coming in from
Jonathan and Michelle, they gave it life, and the words, they could have they could have done it another way. They could have done it, I don't know how else they would have performed it, or they could have had less energy, less passion, but I think their uniqueness came out through Tommy Gush and Annie, of course, and it was brilliant. I loved it.
I thought the acting was absolutely fantastic, and the scary thing was that both of you looked as if this was the real you.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I
Jonathan,
was drunk. I was really drunk, so.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I was about to praise
I
your
was
energy,
high.
your props, your costumes, and I thought, please forgive me, but I immediately thought, oh, it's Caesar Flickerman from Hunger Games on coke.
I kind of was influenced by Stanley Tucci. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Stanley-
like Stanley Tucci meets Jerry Springer meets Howard Stern meets
Ew.
cocaine. Meets cocaine. Yeah, that was kind of the thought.
No, you were brilliant. I was laughing. And then started to get horrified and started to get really uncomfortable. The two of you.
I
Yeah,
love
me
the
too.
specs as well. I mean,
What?
Yeah,
Oh yes.
The glasses that
Oh, thanks.
Jonathan had at the beginning.
That
I
was a
mean,
gift
Tommy-
from my Marie Antoinette and the Revolutionists that I directed. If you guys know that play, it's like this brilliant play by Lauren Gunderson, and we had Marie Antoinette like wearing those glasses. It's like never throw a prop away. You never know when you need it.
I knew that Tommy Gush was going to be larger than life, but you know, Jonathan, you gave it that extra mile for sure. I knew Tommy Gush because of his name as well, and I thought people are just gonna turn around and think, "Oh my God, he's the most awful talk show host ever. Who does an interview like this?" But yeah,
Yeah.
your
Well,
energy
thanks.
was in every sinew of that character.
Thank you. Well, Michelle was the most awful like talk show guest ever, so it was fun to
She wasn't she?
see who could out monster the other one was fun.
But it was
I
scary.
liked her.
Yeah.
It was
I
scary.
liked her, but I always feel bad for underdogs, so I liked her. I was rooting for her. I thought he was mean.
She was definitely not an underdog.
And Annie, of course.
Nah, she seemed like an underdog in my book. She was an underdog.
And Annie, of course, I love the line when she said that. I mean, I know I wrote it. She said that everyone wants to be like me.
Well, but you know, when someone's getting, it's hard, you know, when you're a woman and you're getting older, and you're not, you know, and society starting to disrespect you, you know, you try to pump yourself up, but you know, but you also know that you're not the young hot girl anymore, and that society is starting to discount you, and that's very, very painful. So that's what I saw.
This is the respect I get.
Industries like that.
Awful.
Now, if you didn't mean it that way, Annie, I'm sorry, but I believe that art takes on a different life with every person. So what I saw in you was a person who was in pain. So I felt for you.
Thank you. I found so much pathos in her character.
Paul, jump in.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it was so real. I mean, it's like these were real people.
Yeah.
And it had an improvisational quality to it. I didn't feel it was scripted. I felt like you were reacting to each other in improvisation, which improvisation kind of imparts a realness to things.
I think as Jonathan and Michelle know each other so well, I think if you were two new actors meeting today, I don't think we would have had the same outcome. For example, you know, I sent the scripts to you, you haven't met before, so you don't know each other's energy. And I think that frequency you would have been able to tap into. So it definitely would have been a different outcome.
So, Michelle, for you, it just seemed like it's like you finally have a character that you can just let loose. And I was just wondering if, you know, that's how you felt about it. It was sort of like you could just be as far off as possible, and it just seemed like you really got into the character.
Yeah, I felt that it was a time to go for it because I was given that chance by Tasman to absolutely go for it, and it also allowed for improvisational comedy, and also the type of even my crying. I mean, one night when I was looking at it and I surprised myself, you know how some people laugh so hard they start to cry?
Yeah.
I went into that weird mode, which had that ever since I was a kid. I mean, my parents would say, you know, oh, there she goes. And, you know, maybe it was the time of the month or something where you laugh and then you cry. And it's like, it's 15 minutes of that. There she goes. I don't know. It tapped into a lot of that stuff. And because there's a lot of sadness involved with people's preoccupation with themselves. And I grew up in a classical music world. So I could tap into a lot of stuff, but in the end, it was very human. It was a very human thing. And instead of just trying to be gotcha, I saw every opportunity and every line as a very sad, very funny interplay that just kept on growing.
Yeah.
And actually, I would like to say that this was my most challenging role with Tasman ever.
Wow.
Ever.
You were beautiful, darling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, you
Beautiful.
played drunk so amazingly realistically, and playing drunk is always difficult, but it was just so spot on. It was very scary that I thought you were drunk.
I thought she was Annie, of course.
Thank you for that, Henry. I appreciate it. And I really wanted to find that slope where it was not going to become a Carol Burnett routine.
Yeah.
You know, that's
She's
something.
90 years old and she's still performing.
Yeah, I was impressed by seeing that cover photo of her.
Yeah. I was really impressed, Michelle.
What?
Talking about
Oh,
Carol
go ahead,
Burnett.
Ziv.
I like her, don't worry.
I was just saying, I mean, it was very impressive, like, to see, like, all the moments you found with her and that you shared them with me. And we have so little time. It was like, we kind of needed that. Like, you showed me your playbook a little bit, but it was fun because then it was like, oh, we can make this look spontaneous because I know it's going to be that moment where there's going to be that thing that she does, and I'll act like I've never seen you do that before, even though I know exactly when you're going to do it. But it's like there's just so much craft in acting, and it was just lovely to get to work with you because you have it so much. And I feel like it just drives me crazy that so many people just think. I mean, I know that like a certain type of method acting is very toxic and bad, and we're trying to root that out of the theater, but I also think you can't just really do it either. So I know Olivier says, try acting, my dear boy, and we love that quote, but Olivier spent fucking hours doing what he did, and he was method in his own way because he cracked the ribs of a guy in Hamlet because he insisted that he would do the jump on Claudius, and Claudius said piss off, and they got a stagehand to do it instead, and he cracked 4 of his ribs. So it's like everybody has something, and it's just the technique is so important. And so it was really an honor to get to do that, and then to just get to play Tasman's music.
You were so Tommy Gush.
Yeah, you were.
Thank you? Question mark.
And you were so Tommy Cash. And I know that because the couple times that we were able to touch upon it together, you gave me some extra, and playing against your awesome improvisational, you're a wonder at improv. And I used to be in a troupe performing, same troupe as Mark, and we did in Huntington Beach, and it's been years. It's been years since I did that.
What was the name of the troupe you were on Huntington Beach?
I don't even remember. Do you remember the group?
I must say,
Linda or Laura or something?
I forget. What?
Oh, well, never mind. A woman named
Yeah,
Linda
they
or
changed.
Laura, I can't remember.
sorry, I
I'll
must
look it
say,
up. But the point was is that you have your own style that reminds me of my style. So it's almost like two people in the same room are very much alike. And then you even said, I'm going to pull back a little bit as the talk show host, and I'm going to, give you what you need. But there's so much energy inside of you.
Wait, that was him pulling back?
Don't wrangle with Jonathan's awesome.
When Jonathan opens all the stops, stand back.
Floodgates open.
Yeah.
I didn't hold anybody hostage in a diner, but it was a whole other.
You were just being a talk show host.
Right.
So I almost forgot we have a 5th piece, the Possessor.
You forgot?
Before we get there, wait, Stephen, before you get there, I really want to honor these people because I didn't get to say anything about this yet, but Michelle, you said it's your most challenging piece, but I want to give you your flowers. I think it's my favorite thing you've ever done.
Oh,
ever.
sweet.
And you know how much I love you as a
Yeah, it was
person
great.
and as an actress. the moments that you found each and every moment. You were present to each and every moment. And it could have been so melodramatic. And of course, the character is that way. But, you found your moments of joy and tears, and every moment you just seemed like you were so present to it. And I was with you the whole way. And Tasman, you know how much I adore your writing. And I felt like this was one of my favorite things that you've ever done as
Thank
well. And you know how much I love yours. And
You're
Jonathan, I knew
adorable. Thank you.
you were from minute one. From minute one, I was like, I know this character. I can't wait to take the ride with him. So what a spectacular uh reading that was from all of you. The
With all
writing,
due
Agreed.
respect, we
Leslie,
only have 8 more minutes. Can we just move
thank
on and then
you.
maybe we can go back to that?
What?
Is that okay?
Well, we
I
have
have to.
plenty of time as long as everybody.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
but I
I
have
thought
to.
that it,
I
I
have to
thought it stopped
say
at 5. Sorry.
one thing.
But I do want
May
to.
I at least say thank you to Leslie? That meant the world to me. What you just said. Honestly, I'm not going to talk anymore because I will do something stupid like cry. So thank you very much.
Right.
And I thank again Tasman for giving me.
Pleasure. Pleasure. Absolutely.
Truly.
So now we can go on to the possessor. And I just want to say,
and thank you, Mark, for sound effects.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so sorry.
they were great.
Yes. Thank you, Mark.
All right.
I just want to say that the fact that you had to put this together at last minute, I'm glad it went through.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Is anyone?
Does anybody have anything to say?
Is anyone else?
No.
From Tim's still here, right? I think Carol had to leave.
That was very dark. As I
Tim?
love the concept of flipping the exorcist on its head, and instead of like exorcising the child, they're going to put the demon in the child. That's pretty clever.
It was very scary.
I didn't know Tim had such a wicked side to him.
I know.
Kind of, is that Tim saying that in that way?
Last minute. I didn't know.
I asked him what he would be more comfortable with, and he said he wanted to do the shorter role. And I was thinking, okay, I hope he can pull off the demon. And boy, did he. Boy, did he.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It was his voice. Yeah, yeah.
Typecasting.
I don't think so.
So, why did you redo the first part again?
I felt it needed. Well, I thought the first part needed to be fleshed out.
Okay.
I just felt it just was kind of too first drafty and just kind of sloughed over too many things. I wanted to give a little bit more heft to the initial conversation between the two, and just set the scene a little more. And I really struggled with how to continue it, but then I finally started getting some ideas and for how to proceed with it. And first I was just going to do a traditional exorcism type scene. I thought, no, I've got to do something. It's got to be something a little bit different. So that's where I got the idea of him just sort of finding a pretext for showing up at the house and then trying to convince the mother to do an intervention for the daughter. So, but yeah, I'm glad you found it scary because it's meant to be scary, because I find what's been going on with the way children are being abused and exploited by hyper-religious people. They're being murdered, they're being tortured. And so when Exorcist 2 came out, I just felt it was important. I thought this is one more movie justifying the idea of thinking the kids are possessed. And I really wanted to have like an exorcism type film where the kid is innocent and it's the adults are the problem, because that's really what is actually going on. It's not possessed children, it's adults who are insane. Maybe they were terribly abused, maybe they've got personality disorders, and their children are suffering or dying because of it. So if it's scary, good. I need it to be scary.
So
but
what,
not in the typical horror movie way, but in the way that makes you think, what is the matter with
It's
adult people?
disturbing. It is very
Right.
disturbing. Yeah, the language and the way in which, as you say, children are possessed, but it is very disturbing where adults believe that this is the case and now we have to take other action, and it's not them, it's, oh, they have been possessed.
Right.
And we have to take it further, we have to find a way around. But religion can be weaponized in so many forms.
Exactly.
And this is one.
Right.
So-
and also I wanted to also capture, I felt in watching The Exorcist the first time, I felt it was a misogynistic film. And I'm not saying that to get on a soapbox. It was just my gut reaction, especially the way I felt that this was supposed to be metaphorical for I saw a metaphor for the dangers of sexuality in teenage girls. And so I thought I'd be interested in having somebody actually utter that. Actually verbalize it. So instead of people maybe walking around taking up these subconscious messages, maybe having somebody say it shows how absurd the idea is. But certainly I'm not going to speak for other religions. I know in the Catholic Church, going back to St. Augustine and St. Francis, that female sexuality is seen as inherently demonic and evil. So there is a basis for that. I wasn't kind of just pulling that out of the air. And I thought, well, if it's actually stated in plain English, the absurdity of it will come through. And it's not going to be some subtle message that might get into people's heads and that they might then subconsciously think, hey, maybe that's true. So
what are your feelings about how the mother's role develops?
Well, I think the mother is going to be, as I think some parents are, the mother is going to be duped, basically. And so she's going to be duped by the priest. She's going to think, well, maybe this is some kind of quick fix, and not realize what the priest is actually doing. I'm not going to make the mother the full villain in this. But I'm also going to get other people involved from other religions with the priest. Because I don't want it to seem like it's only the Catholic Church that does this kind of thing. It's certainly not. But since usually possession type films are set within the Catholic Church, that's why I used a priest as my bad guy. But I know the Catholic Church has actually tried to really distance itself from exorcisms. So he's kind of somebody who's supposed to be out on the fringe.
One of the things that interests me was Carol's part when the mother tells the daughter to get a cup of coffee for the priest, and she just kind of shrugs, but she goes and gets the coffee, and that's seen as being rebellious. And I'm just wondering, did you?
Oh no, the rebelliousness is just the fact that she's not really rebellious. She's just being a snot.
So I was thinking that maybe you were underplaying the rebellious act because that priest wants to come in there anyway. It really has very little to do with how the daughter is acting.
Right, but the mother has already said she's being kind of rude, so the priest is trying to put emphasis on that. And the daughter, I probably would, like I said, Carol didn't have a chance to rehearse with us. I probably would, if she had been in the room with us, I probably would have told her to come off as brattier than that. Okay, or something like that, or
so you would have played that more up.
I would have, but that's not Carol's fault in any way, shape, or form. I mean, that's just the fact that she wasn't able to rehearse with us, and I wasn't able to give her any input just because of the circumstances, because I lost an actor.
But for me, I would almost suggest that there's no real strong evidence of her being rebellious. It all comes down to the priest just wanting to get in there and get that little girl and convince the mother.
Well, sure.
See, she's being rebellious, even though she's not really being rebellious.
Right, exactly. Well, that is the point. He's taking little things that just teenagers do because, God knows, I remember how I was when I was 12, and it wasn't pretty. Okay. I didn't even like myself when I was 12. I was like, what's the matter with me? I just can't help being a brat. and I don't even like it. I'm annoying. I annoy myself. So, you know, when you're at that age in the family, and at least I can't speak for all 12 and 13-year-olds, but it can be just a very difficult time, and you start really talking back to your parents, some of us, and that's it. And he's just kind of seizing on that to see, there's something terribly wrong here. You really need to fix it or she's going to go to hell. And then the mother is a person who, like many people are, who can be influenced, and who maybe she's not a complete dolt, but she's somebody who, she's not a total skeptic either. She's someone who can be influenced. So, my intent is not to have her literally participate in something dangerous. So she's going to try to participate in something seemingly benign, and then the priest is going to take over and make it dangerous. And his helpers. But yeah, that's it.
All right, great. Our next meeting is on the 28th.
Cool.
28th.
I won't see everybody next month, but I wanted to thank you all. Thank you, Tasman.
But we know you'll be back in May.
May is iffy, but definitely June.
Alrighty.
Oh,
we'll miss you.
What about the script I sent you?
That will be definitely June.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Mark?
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay.
Alrighty.
I'm flexible.
So Tasman?
Hey, everybody.
28th of April.
So Tasman?
Yes, hello.
So Michelle and Mark are mine in June.
Oh,
no. We will be living in your house.
Get lots of chocolate.
Enjoy them. I will let you borrow them. Enjoy them. Well, see you soon, and whatever you're doing in between, I hope you have a lovely time.
Thank you.
Both of you. And yes, 28th of April definitely will be here with another one of my 365.
All right. Good.
It was good to see Jonathan here.
Yeah,
yes, indeed.
And Mia, welcome, Mia.
Yes, and
yeah,
Mia,
good to see you too,
yes,
Paul.
Definitely.
We've done a lot together.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see you all again. And Mia.
Yeah. Cool.
He's got lovely hair.
Thank you.
It's
Come back and play with us again.
every fourth Sunday this time.
All right.
Play
Thanks.
next month.
Thanks, you guys. Yeah.
28th. Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Great.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank
You're
you for
welcome.
everything.
Thanks,
Thank you for the space. Thank you
Yeah,
for
again, I'm not sure.
See everyone.
all artists.
I may need
Meeting
help
you.
later on with hosting, but we'll see.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay.
Thanks, Tasman.
Bye.
Good to
Thank
see
you
our
so much,
Bye.
Mark,
Thank
Michelle,
you.
Jonathan. Indebted
Thank
to
you.
you. You were fabulous. Mwah.
Oh,
Leslie,
thank you
and
for the script.
Bye.
Bye.